Welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is sale disaster. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance to go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co, that's M-U-R-D-Y creative.co, or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at murdycreative.co to see the best of our product shots. Follow us, keep up to date with our daily photos, and be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving, personalization options, and exclusive colors on the website, or you can get a blank one on Amazon Prime. Well, it always has to be like this, doesn't it? So something went wrong with the sale. We had suspected something initially because the sale wasn't doing very well. And I was looking at the money that was coming in compared to what we had expected, and I was like, this is disastrous. This is terrible. That should have been my first clue. But it wasn't. Things have been so busy around here that I hadn't had a chance to go check our Instagram DMs. And by that, I mean, when you send an Instagram to the company, it doesn't just automatically go into our inbox. It goes into our, I don't know how to describe it. It goes into a different inbox. And it doesn't notify us. And every so often we have to go into that inbox and then clear it out, like read what people asked, and then we can move it into our regular inbox so that when you reply to us in the future, obviously we see it, it gets notification. But it's designed to kind of scan, stream out spam, and avoid having those kinds of things, which we get a lot of. So normally I try to clean it out every day, every other day, But recently, it's just been so busy with everything going on that I just sometimes forget. I just don't go check it. And this was one of those instances where I really, really wish I would have. So what ended up happening was it was Monday night. It was late Monday night. Probably about 8 o'clock. And I just had a few minutes on my hand. I'm like, okay, I'll just go check the Instagram DMs. I know I hadn't done it for a while. I'm like, I'll go see what's going on. So I go scroll through. We had a few messages, not many. I didn't think it was going to be too much of an issue. And there was this message from this nice lady. And I would shout her out here, but I don't have it pulled up in front of me, and I didn't plan on shouting her out, so I apologize, but you know who you are, and thank you. She'd sent us a message saying, hey, I don't know if you know this. The prices for the sale are displaying correctly on the product page, but they're not displaying properly in the cart. They're quite a bit discounted on top of the sale. And I was concerned. I replied, thank you very much, I'll check into it. And then I went and looked. And not only was she right, it was worse than she had even anticipated. It was every single product in the sale. She had specifically mentioned one. Is every single product in the sale. The price that was showing up in the cart and the one that people were purchasing was oftentimes twice the sale percentage. So rather than getting 30%, maybe 40% off, people were getting 50 to 70% off. Well, that night, I immediately get on the phone with Meryl. I'm like, we got to figure this out. What's going on? And she's troubleshooting it with me. And we had problems with this sale from the beginning because we hadn't been able to get, the whole process of launching a sale. This was the first sale we'd ever launched on Shopify, and it had not been good from the start. Initially, when we had wanted to launch this, I had to find an app. And this was a little bit my problem because when we were on Wix, launching a sale, particularly on a specific collection or a series of items, it was one button. You went to the product collection, you filtered by a collection, and then there was literally a button that said set discount. You clicked set discount, boom, everything in that thing, and it automatically displayed it as on sale. It was super easy. And so in my ignorance, I just imagined that, of course, Shopify is going to be that easy, right? It's Shopify. They're a massive company. Of course they would make it that easy to put things on sale. And the answer is no, it's not that easy. In fact, they make it very difficult, and it's very stupid. Eventually, when I started the sale, the day that I had started the sale, I had figured out that how Shopify does their sales is it's not really a sale per se. What you do is you set the compare to price. So, for example, if our product normally sells for $49, we'll leave the compared to price will then say $49, and then we'll set the new price to whatever the discount price it should be. Now, you ask me, that is really complicated and completely unnecessary and way, way more complicated than it should ever have been. Now, there's, of course, an app for that because this is Shopify. There was an app called Easy Sale that we were using, and I love the Easy Sale app. I mean, shout out to them. They make a great app, but there's a flaw in the logic of their app that isn't really their fault because it's not really a flaw necessarily. It's one of those convoluted situational problems, but we didn't know it at the time. So I had launched using the Easy Sale app. I'd launched the sale, and it took forever to launch because unlike Wix, where you click a button and it instantly changes, because it's being done through a third-party app, which is limited by the Shopify API speed, the app functionally, I mean, it does it automatically, it does it like technically, but it also does it the same way it would be done manually, right? So it goes into every individual product that the sale applies to, and it changes the compare to price, and it does it one at a time because there's no way in Shopify to do more than one at a time, which is dumb. Shopify, if you're listening, this is dumb. Anyway, this is one of the many dumb things that I'm realizing about Shopify. Every platform has its flaws. You just get to pick which flaw. It's kind of like, I don't know, relationships. Anyway, with the Easy Sale app, we had figured out how to make it so that it would put everything on sale that we wanted it to. It took forever to do. It took an hour for it to originally set the sale up. And so so now flash forward, the sale's been going for, 5 days at that point? It had been a very disappointing 5 days. And I'm realizing that the reason why is because rather than selling everything for 30 to 40% off, we were selling it for 50 to 70% off because what it was doing was this. We figured this out right away. We could see this. We figured this out instantly, but it was why it was doing it we couldn't figure out. When you would go and look at a product, right? Let's just say the product would normally be priced at $100. If that product is supposed to be 30% off, the product then should be $70, right? Because it's 30% off of 100 is 70. But if you were to go to your cart and look at your cart, it would say $49. And you'd say, why is that? And the answer is because $49 is 30% off of 70. So it was taking 30% off, and then it was taking 30% off again when it was being added to the cart. Now, I knew that's what was happening. I couldn't figure out why. So first thing was first, I was like, okay, I'm going to just turn off the Easy Sale app. I'm going to turn off all of the sales, and then I'm going to recycle them. I'm going to turn them back on and see if that fixes it, right? It's always a good place to start. So I did that. Took an hour and a half to do that because to turn everything off and to turn everything back on took a long time. Didn't fix the problem. All right, so then I turned it back off because I'm like, okay, so this is obviously not going to work, and we can't keep selling things at this incredibly low price because we're losing money on most of the sales. That's a different story right there, but I had Meryl run a report because for whatever reason, Shopify, when I run reports, is not exporting them. It's not sending them my email. I got to contact them about that because that's really a problem, not being able to get the reports to generate and send to me. So I quick had Meryl run a report. She sent it to me with quick back of the napkin math because I didn't really have time to really dive too deep into the numbers. It was thousands of dollars that we lost. If all of the sales that had happened had happened regardless of the discounted price, it would have been thousands of dollars in additional revenue. Now, there's an argument to be made, well, if it wouldn't have been that significantly discounted, would people have purchased? I think yes, because by the time you're adding it to your cart, you're already committed, you're already interested in buying it, right? The fact that it's even more discounted than it was already before you added it to your cart, I don't necessarily know if that was the compelling selling point, but I could be wrong there. But anyway, regardless, it was thousands of dollars. So I'm really upset about this at that point. I'm doing the analysis of this. So I'm running troubleshooting, I'm running all these things. About 2 hours after that point of running troubleshooting and trying to figure out things, I think I figured it out. So the problem with Shopify, and it's a structural problem with Shopify, but you'll see it's more complicated than that. I've talked about this in the past. Shopify limits every product to a maximum of 100 variants. Now, if you know our product line, we have 5 colors of leather. That means instantly that if you've already got 5 colors of leather and you only have 100 variants, you now have 20 to play around with for that as far as option goes, which means that you could have another 5 and another 4, right? You could have 5 colors, 4 inserts, 5 engraving options, right? That would get you 100 variants, for example, but that's neither here nor there. We have a lot more than 100 variants in virtually every product we sell. Virtually every product, we have more than 100 variants. It's just the nature of the product that we sell and the personalization that we offer. So to solve that, we had used a company called Mageworks and the app Advanced Product Options, which is on their website. And it's a built-in app to Shopify. We've had our own issues with Mageworks. There's a couple of critical components that need to be put in place that we don't have yet. For example, being able to put things out of stock. It's kind of a critical component, particularly as we go into Christmas. They don't have that. I'm upset about that. But they're one of the few apps on the market that does variants the way we need them to be done. And by that I mean almost every Shopify store, the way it works is there's a core product option. Think, in our example, a slim cut binder. Then, for the rest of the variants, it's add-ons. It's more than one product line. So you're buying a slim cut binder with the Bordeaux add-on and the moleskin insert add-on and the engraving add-on. So there's 4 line items. The problem is that our inventory system can't work off of 4 line items. We basically need to have one specific SKU for one specific product so that we can do the SKU analysis for the inventory process, because the SKUs are tied to a specific recipe for how to make the thing. So we can't really, so we have to use, as far as I'm aware, this is the only variant software, the Advanced Product Options is the only variant software on Shopify that I could find where it does what we needed to do, where it wraps the entire variant into a single SKU. So that's why we've been using them despite the problems that we've been having with them. Now, the way it works is when you set up a product, you create a default option, right? Just a regular slim cut binder. We then go into Advanced Product Options and we create the drop downs that you see when you go to the slim cut binder, all of the different variations. What happens then is when you go to the product page, the drop downs that you see are actually loaded live. They're generated as you look at them. And so when you select a variety of options and then you go add that to your cart, and then when you click checkout, what ends up happening is the second you click checkout, if that variant combination has not previously been added to someone's cart and clicked checkout, it will then be generated live. It will be created in real time. It'll create a copy in the back end of our website. It'll apply all of the appropriate information to that variant. It'll basically create a copy of an existing version of that product, and it'll put it out live. And then that's what you see in your cart, is that copy, that created variant. Here's what was happening, best we can tell. When people were picking things in the drop-down menu, a lot of times they were picking something that had never been picked before. It was the first instantiation of that particular variant combination. So what was happening is that you would go and select imperfect, slim cut Bordeaux with a moleskin insert and with a blank paper insert and no engraving, right? And that'd be the first time that someone had picked that, because we don't sell that particular one very often. So that'd be the first time someone picked it. So it would create a copy of it, and what it would do is it'd say, okay, the price is $70, because that would be the copy of the existing product in the Shopify backend. The problem is then Easy Sale would detect that a new product that should be discounted is being created, and it then goes in real time and applies a discount, because that new product should be discounted. It'll apply that discount to that product. As you can tell, what that'll do though is it'll take the product that was supposed to be $70, Easy Sale then applies another discount to it, and it makes it $49. So this was a disaster, and there was no real way to solve it. There actually is one way to solve it. We have to go in manually, and I called Advanced Product Options. I talked to them. They do not have a way to do this automatically. This is a serious flaw in their system. They do not have a way to do this automatically, and frankly, if I build the tool that I need to build to solve this problem, I'm going to go back to Advanced Product Options, and I'm going to say, look, guys, we paid this much for this tool. You need to give us a little bit of money, and then you need to offer this tool to your users, because this tool is absolutely critical to the proper functioning of the app. But regardless, what would need to happen is a manual person, a human, would need to go in and individually add every single combination of a specific product from all the drop-downs to the cart. Then they would need to click checkout. That would then create all of the variants in real time, and then the person would need to go back and go on to the next product and do that with the next product. because that force creates all the variant copies in the backend. So now, no matter what a person selects, it's not generating a new product. It's picking from a list of an already existing product, which means that Easy Sale is not going to apply the discount again to that new product because it's not a new product. It's an already existing, already priced out product. That would solve it. Now, it would take us with we only have a very limited catalog if you think about it in the big picture of things. It would take us 200 man hours to do that manually, we estimated. Probably more, but at least 200. Well, that's not reasonable. That's not feasible. If our entire team did nothing but this for 8 hours, it would take a week. And we only have 18 working days between now and when the holiday season starts to pick up for Thanksgiving, right? That's when discounts potentially start happening and offers and things like that. Now, the good news is we don't have to worry about that for a little while yet. But it's coming up fast, and we need to have a solution. Otherwise, we can't run a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale the way we want. So I went to the Shopify expert. First off, I spent the whole night trying to make I spent that whole night manually adding a product because I thought I was going to have to manually add all of them. And it took me an hour and a half to add one product. And that's not even our most complicated product. There's actually a lot more complicated products than that one. Anyway, I went back to the Shopify experts area where you can create a job, right? And I'd actually had another job that I had listed out for a different project that was already active, and I'd had a couple of agencies reach out to me. So I reached basically back out to a couple of them, and I said, look, we already found a developer to do the job that we need done, right? So that's not a job anymore. But we have this new job. I had a meeting yesterday with one of them. I'm going to have a bunch more meetings, hopefully, with new ones. With other developers and see if we can figure this out. But the best we can come up with, hopefully, so far, and this is what I'm hoping is the solution to this, is that we would create a special secret page on our website that only we internally would know, and it would be password protected. And what we would do is we would go to that page, there'd be a drop-down menu with all of our products. You would select from that drop-down list the product itself that you would want to do this process to. It would then pull up a product page. And below that drop-down menu, then the product page would appear, and it would be like a normal product page. It would just be a template. Below that would be, or next to the drop-down menu or whatever, would be a run button. And when you would hit run, what would happen is a script would go through and it would mimic a human adding each and every combination possibility to the cart. Then when it had done running, a human would then hit the button checkout. And then all of a sudden it would make all of the variants. Then the human could go back and run it again. Now you may say, well, that's still going to take a lot of time. And the answer is yes, it'll take a lot of time. But there's a couple of advantages. One, it doesn't need to be babysat and a human doesn't need to do it. You set up the computer, you set up the page, you hit go, and it runs on its own. Two, as far as I'm aware, based off of the way it would run, it could actually theoretically be run concurrently with, or I should say simultaneously, with everyone else doing it. So I could have all of my team member with all of their computers start different products, walk away, go do their other jobs, and then when they came back, their product would be finished. And we could do multiple products at the same time because it doesn't functionally change they don't interact with each other. They only interact with the Shopify backend, and the Shopify backend is designed to work with multiple different data inputs at the same time. I think it's called concomitant editing. Anyway. But we don't have a solution yet. So if you're a developer out there who thinks they could develop something like this or has some experience with this kind of screen scraping technology that we would need, reach out, comment below on YouTube, send us an email. I really, really want to figure this out. We need to figure this out before Christmas. Now, what this also opens up the door to us is a realization that we've got to probably develop our own application to manage everything, right? I like working with Mageworks. I think they're great. There's some serious specific flaws with their process that I don't like. And I think in Q1 of next year, one of our projects is going to have to be completely and totally building from scratch our own application to do exactly what we need to do it and to build it the way it needs to be built because we're dealing with real problems right now. So anyway. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to check back in next Tuesday for our next topic. Don't forget to check that subscribe button below to be sure to get the latest podcast right away. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, journal, folio, anything else we sell, please feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at murdycreative.co, or you can contact us via Instagram and Facebook. You can text, email, call, direct message. All the usuals. We'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible, but we do appreciate your patience. If you have a quick question or you want to place an order over the phone, please feel free to give us a phone call at 414-434-9001. We are available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. You can also text us at that number, 414-434-9001. If for whatever reason you don't get a hold of us either during work hours or after work hours, please feel free to leave us a voicemail. And if it's regarding a purchase you've made, if you can include the order number in the voicemail, it just makes it a little easier for us to triangulate and help solve the problem quicker. If you think we deserve it, a good review can go a long way to help us grow in your community. Both a review on whatever podcast app you're listening on, but also a review on the product if you have one. You can go to Murdy Creative Co. /reviews. You can read all of our amazing 5-star reviews there. We love them. It makes our day. There's a button there that says, do you recommend the Murdy Creative Company? Or leave us a good review, I should say. You click on that button. That'll take you to facebook.com/murdycreative.co/reviews. There will be a question of, do you recommend the Murdy Creative Company? You click yes, you can write your review. We love them. We read them. I normally read them out loud to the team when they come in because it really encourages everybody. And we love that. If for whatever reason you leave us a bad review, please, 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 there's another button on the page that says get directly in contact with us. It is deeply important to me personally that everyone has a good experience with the company. We will do anything in our power, including and up to recrafting, refunding. We'll do anything. Just if it's something we can manage, we'll do it. Please give us that opportunity to make it right, though, before you leave us a bad review. If you want to get a little something for telling your friends and family about this, go to check out our website. On the bottom left-hand corner, there is the Rewards tab. You log in and to the Rewards tab there. You can get 5% back on in-store purchases as in-store credit. But also, there's a shareable link there. When you share that link with your friends and family, they get $5 off their first purchase, and you get $5 of in-store credit. So it's a great little way to share the company and get a little something for doing that. If you have any podcast topics you want to hear more about, send them my way. I'm always happy to talk about just about anything you're interested in hearing about. So either leave it below in the comments on YouTube or send us an email, sales, S-A-L-E-S, @murdycreative.co. I'll be happy to talk about it if I can. If you're looking for multiple binders, journals, folios, anything we sell for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, we do have bulk discounts built directly into our website. So all you need to do is mix and match to your heart's desire, add whatever you want. It's just based off the total cart quantity. Once you've put everything in your cart, the system will automatically apply the appropriate discount for that quantity, and you'll be able to check right out just there. If you don't have a specific quantity in mind, but instead you have kind of a price point or a specific discount number that you're shooting for, feel free to reach out to us, SALES @murdycreative.co. We'll be able to talk you through the bulk discount program tiers, and hopefully we'll be able to get you the information on what quantity you need to purchase to be able to hit that target price. If you're looking for a custom engraved item, we have no minimum order quantities and no setup fees. It's a simple, flat fee of $15 per item usually. Go up a little bit depending on how complex and large it is, but normally it's $15. And if you want just one of them, you can get just one of them. It's just that $15 fee. However, that $15 is before the bulk discount. So if you are actually looking to get a whole bunch of them with your company logo or something along those lines, it actually can be a lot less than that $15 per item to get those engravings done. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh, sorry. If you're looking for that custom engraved item and you want to get more information about that, you can either go check out the custom engraving page on our website, or you can send us an email, sales, SALES @murdycreative.co. Be sure to attach the logo or the image that you're interested in getting engraved, as well as which product you're interested in getting it engraved on. And our team will be able to create a custom mock-up for you, as well as an order link that you can use to purchase that custom engraved item. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Goodbye.